Hi, my name is Katie, and my channel is So Tattered, SEW Tattered, on here and on Instagram. This is Flosstube number 4, and what is today? August 17th, I think. And so I'm so glad that you guys can be here with me. I'm hoping you can hear me better because I got this handy little microphone, and I know that a few of you were some of you so sweetly were telling me that you couldn't hear me, and some of you were probably worried to tell me you couldn't hear me because you were worried you're going to hurt my feelings. And but my mom, even my husband, was just like, I can't hear you. And so I appreciate the ones who sweetly told me, hey, it'd be nice if you could just can't hear you. So I appreciate the heads up. And so yeah, I've got this microphone and I couldn't wear it because I know that I'm just gonna, and so I kind of just like put it on this little, look at this cute little stand. Look, I got this for smalls. I think I got it from Primitive Gathering. Don't quote me on that. Years ago. And I thought, oh, this would be so cute. And then I've never used it, but it's still cute. But hey, it's going to hold my microphone and this is going to work. And you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. Um, so I got that because that part of my haul. Okay. And I forgot my chair. So I'm going to try not to wiggle too much. But I didn't want to get back out there. Is that lazy? That's terrible. Okay. Anyways, uh, I wanted to say thank you to you guys who subscribed to my channel. I have 4,000 followers, which is just mind blowing to me. And my youngest son is just, he just can't believe it. And so that's really funny because I'm, a mom. And, but it's really incredible. When I started out, I thought, I'll just be happy to meet a couple of friends. So this is really cool. I appreciate you guys, all your support, your sweet, sweet comments. Um, Not only just encouragement, but even just, hey, what do you think about this? Or, but also when I say things and I kind of hesitate in saying them, but I'm just like, it's true, it's real life. And I say it, and you guys respond back to how you relate to what I said, makes me feel that wasn't ridiculous to say. That was okay to say, and I'm not alone, and I shouldn't feel so silly about saying how I feel and the things that go through my head. And my husband's always telling me, "You overthink things. Nobody's thinking that." And I'm just like, "Oh, maybe." And I know I do. I overthink everything, and probably why I get my feelings hurt more than I should. But it's I don't. I'm not thankful that so many other people overthink things, but I'm thankful to know that you guys relate. And so I'm just talking about things that all of y'all think and feel and go through. So that's really cool to just have that, I don't know, that same connection in the crazy. But so just thank you guys for supporting me and being so wonderful. And then I wanted to also thank the a few of you guys that mentioned me and your own floss tubes, and that was really cool. I got a mention from Saltbox Carol. Love her, Carol Saltbox Stitcher. She's amazing. And I I also had a mention from Brenda Cereal Starter, Brenda and the Cereal Starter, and uh, it's really cool. It's so amazing that to think that you guys watch my channel as well. And then I got somebody who was new to me. I didn't know about Moonshine Stitchery. She gave me a mention, and that was really sweet. And she had some good stuff. And then, oh my gosh, Christy from Floss Boston Cousins. You're getting a bag. You're getting a bag. I'm gonna make you a bag. It's happening. I've got the fabric all picked out. I just gotta get it done, but it's happening. And then Amira Quilt and Stitch. She was inspired by my little, I don't know, spiel about Civil War reproduction fabrics. And she said that she was wanting to give it a go. And I watched her video, and she's doing some prim sewing and getting into samplers and all that. So it was really cool watching her talk about that. And then I want to talk about ones that I watched that I'm always so inspired by so many, and then I feel like when I mention some, it's you guys already watch all these. I know you do. They're amazing. But in case you haven't watched, the ones that you always watch, because we all watch the same people. But Lori from Textilist, she did a whip parade. I think it was like a two-part whip parade, and fantastic. I mean, I paused to shop so many times, so many things we had in common. But yes, I do want to see a quilt kit parade. Who doesn't want to see that? That would be fantastic. She also quilts and does beautiful things, but watch her videos. She is a kindred spirit. I relate to her on so many levels, and I enjoy watching her videos. She is a lot of fun to watch. So go watch her. And then Karen of the Recovering Monogamous Stitcher, she's great. She also does quilting also with her cross stitch, and so she's a lot of good has a lot of good content to watch and to be inspired by. So those were two that I really wanted to talk about. And then um, okay, I think that's it for that stuff. And now I'm sitting here looking at my list and realizing like one of the big things that I was going to talk about, I left in the other room. So I don't know how to pause this. I'm gonna hope that I'm gonna leave and then figure out how to edit. Or you're just gonna look at this quilt. Look at the quilt. After my first floss tube, I had somebody so kind reach out to me on Instagram. They messaged me and asked that if I would want them to quilt the quilt that was hanging up behind me. Um, they they wanted to quilt it for me. I've never had anything quilted before, and so I was extremely nervous. I've always done my own, and but excited at the same time. So I said okay, and then I figured out how to ship it off. And that was a little nerve wracking because you spend so much time on something and you're like, what if it gets lost or damaged or whatnot? And so she messaged me that she got it, and she said she asked me, about what kind of stitching. And we kind of went back and forth a little bit, and then uh, super fast. She got it back to me really fast. And when I opened it, she packaged it very well. Everything was very well packed because, you get nervous. And it was well packaged, and even had like a little jelly roll strip that I'm going to use in my stash because it was so pretty. Went along with my style. And I just really appreciated her taking the extra time to make sure that it was safe and looked pretty when it was being delivered, and when I opened it that it would be a great experience. So I should tell you what her quilt shop is. So the name of the quilt shop is Keystone Sisters Quilting. They have a website called Keystone Sisters Quilting.com. The Keystone Sisters Quilting is their you can find them on Instagram, which is where she contacted me. And it was really cool. So okay, you guys, I'm gonna show it. This is my quilt back from the quilter. She did like a Baptist fan almost, um, kind of elongated to fit the quilt. And yeah, I put the binding on it, and I really love this quilt. I really love this quilt. It's so it is amazing to have it done. I think that I would have stalled if she hadn't reached out and offered to quilt my quilt because I was struggling on what I was going to do. And so to have it done and it's going to get put out. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So I worked really hard on that quilt. So to be able to enjoy it more than it just sitting on my pile of needs to be quilted stack, it's pretty awesome. So I really appreciate it. And I thank you so much. And I'll link down below. And yeah, it was really cool. So that was my first quilt to be quilted by a long armor by somebody else, and it came back good experience. So I really appreciate it. Okay, so I did oh gosh, I guess around Christmas time, I did We Santa 2022, and really cute. Just totally my colors for Christmas. I like to do more of a vintagey Christmas. And so I really love that. And it came with the beads and everything. Really cute. So I finished it and it sat because that's what I do with smalls. I don't, well, that's what I do with everything. I don't, let's just be honest. But finished them. I fully finished them because I just, I'm not going to wait till Christmas. I'm going to be busy at Christmas. I should get them done now, right? So I stitched him, called for colors with 40 count ballet slippers from Fox and Rabbit. And this fabric is a laundry basket fabric. And then I just added this little here and these little vintage buttons. And then I did the slit, makes it easier, and then the wool on the back. And I think it turned out cute. So he'll be really cute in a bowl or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know why I put buttons on the corners. I thought I needed something. So that was my fully finished object. And let's see what else. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my whips. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Elizabeth from Lottie Da. It's going to take some getting used to this setup here. Okay. I really enjoy this one a lot. Colors, the motifs, and this one is going to be like the last one. Mary Jane Croft. I know it was charted with the wrong. It's the wrong kind of D, and this one was too. But I left it because it's how she did it, and I typically just do exactly what they do. So, but because I know a few of you are gonna be like, it's spelled wrong. That's okay. It's okay. I'm using the called for, except for I did change this was supposed to be the white, and you can't really see it. And I'm okay with ghosty, but I didn't for something that was going to be so prominent. I wanted to be able to see it better, so I did change that color. Let's see if I can get it without. I changed it to 407 DMC. Ah. I thought it just went well with the other colors. I didn't want it to be too pink. So it's like a pinky brown. Oh, that's showing up really well. But yeah, I like it. I like all the progress I've made. This is where things get ridiculous for me. So I'll get to this point like halfway, a little bit more than halfway, and then stop. And then I just stop. And that's so silly. Who does that? I don't know. Me? So will I pick it up again? Or I'm gonna put it away and start a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. But that was a lot of fun. I really enjoy this one a lot. Maybe I will stick with it. I'd like to have that one framed. With all the other stuff that I haven't gotten framed. Okay. And then the next one I'm going to show is 8 Birds, a reproduction sampler by Kathy Barrett. This one's on Ween Beans and by Needle Bling. And here are the floss. Call for DMC. And here it is. I got the whole top half since the last time I showed it. The top half is done, and now I'm going to move to the bottom. My holdup is on the bottom, there's a lot of this color in the middle of this flower, and I'm a little concerned that it's not going to show up, but we're just going to get in there, and if I need to change things, I will, but I just love it on this fabric, and so I'm not upset I did it because oh, I love it. It is so pretty, and it's with that modeling, with the colors, the blue. I'm not a big blue person either, but on this one I am. It's beautiful linen. That's 40 count Ween Bean by Needle Bling. Okay. And then this next one I am stitching with Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, and we started it together on a 13th. And so we're doing it on the 13th and the 31st, and it's Plum Street's Jack's Bash. And then I have loved seeing so many people jump in on this one. It's been so cool to see everybody's progress, and then some people who worked on it maybe last year are now picking it up this year, and they're getting started on it too. And so just seeing it all over Instagram is a lot of fun. So I love that people are doing that. And I'm doing this one on 40 count presentation. And this is where I got that border. Yeah, I should have kept going with these lines, or maybe started right here. No, I want to finish the border because it's so pretty. I love the border. This linen though, I'm definitely going to be getting more. I was out when I ordered more from her. So I'm going to have to stock up on that because that's a good one. And these are the color floss, which are really beautiful. Good fall colors. There's that. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm talking about the things, right? I'm talking about the linen and all. Yeah. It's just me being paranoid. Okay. The other thing that I worked on is Goldbird Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. This one has been in my stash for a very long time, and I was talking with Celeste Creates, and we started this one, and it's just been, it's prettier than I thought it was going to be. You think, you're like, oh, I really like that, and then you start stitching it, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is way prettier than I thought. And so since I showed some on Instagram, I did the two birds and two flowers, but I finished the whole part up in that corner. I had to finish the house before I did anything else. I would not move on to anything until I finished that house with the little trees, and I love it. This is going to be one of my favorites. The colors are incredible. The modeling is beautiful. This is 40 count 90s Nirvana by Needle and Flax, and which is now also one of my new favorites. Though I mean, all of hers are my favorites, but come on, isn't it pretty? So this has been so much fun to do, and here's the called for DMC, which are just so fantastic. And there's even some that I haven't even used yet, so that's fun to keep going. And I've loved, so there's been several people who have started this with us, and it's Jody's Stitchin' Adventure, and Ginger at A Free Spirit One, and Devon FL. They're on Instagram, and it's so fun because everybody has started in a different spot, and so it's really neat to see some in the left, some in the middle, some in the bottom. It's really cool to see, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get there. So that's been a lot of fun too. It's just everybody just picking different places, which is interesting, where people start everything. It will never be a surprise. Top right. Never surprise. I will never surprise you with a middle start or bottom start. Nope, top right every time. I'm a creature of habit. So that's oh, I don't think I'll be putting that down. Even though it's getting to be like fall and everything, I think that that one's going to be, we'll see. I say that and then it could be like, don't listen to me. Okay, and then I had, see, because then I do this. I picked up a new start this morning. I had finished that little house with the birds, and I was like, okay, I want to start seasonal stuff, which I think part of it is Ginger Shoal. She's trouble. She does all these cute little smalls and fall things, and it's really just gotten me. I want to do that. I want to have stuff to put out. So this is also part of my haul. I got this from the Farm's Attic on Etsy, and it's the Stacy Nash primitive. What's it called? Jack-o'-lantern sewing pocket in. I don't know what that word is. It's a sewing pocket. But I saw this like, oh, I can make that. It'll be pretty. So I am stitching this on. I don't know. Hang on. Hold, please. She says that. I says that all the time. It's cute. 36 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit. And this is how far I started this morning. This is what happens when you get up at 4 a.m. It's so pretty. And I'm doing this with, I know it's not the called for. Called for is Havana. No, Havana is supposed to be the linen, and then charcoal by Weeks. But I'm using espresso bean. I like the variegation in it and everything, but this linen. It's not. It's a little bit darker than when it's showing up on here, but it has the pretty modeling and all that. Oh, love it. And then for the fabric part of it, I'm using this. It's an old fabric line from, it says Kathy Hall and Joe Morton. So that's cool. From 2013. Something I had in my stash I thought would be perfect. I'm doing that. This has been a very exciting new start for me. I even picked out the button that I'm going to use. Well, you know me, I love buttons. Okay. And then, so that's my new start. I know that I talked about how I don't do silks because I try to be cautious of my budget and everything, because I do the cross stitch and the sewing and the applique and all the things. So, but then I saw Lisa Crimson Greenway and on Instagram, and she showed her finish of Sarah Fletcher 1841 by Hands Across the Sea, and I went on 123 Stitch and I ordered it. I ordered the silks and the charts, and so that's a first for me. But you know, it wasn't too scary. I got down at the bottom and it was not as much as I thought it was going to be. So I was like, okay, I can do this, because you know, there aren't a ton of colors in it. But this is the chart, and these are the silks. They're getting a little blown out. But I'm doing this, or will be doing this, on heirloom 40 count. So maybe it'll help. Oh, that's worse. Aren't they pretty? They're shiny. They're shiny. I don't know. But Lisa gave me a few tips of, you know, okay, yeah, they're kind of slippery at first, but then you get used to it. So it was good to have that heads up, or I was just gonna get mad and be like, oh, it's just me. So I wish I could get the modeling on this because it's so pretty. No, that's not gonna happen. Darn this light. Take my word for it. This is some beautiful. It is really on Instagram. I think it photographed really well. So heirloom 40 count, beautiful. And I'm gonna make a project bag for this. and I'm going to do it using this Joe Morton's Rose. Joe Morton's one of my very favorites, and she's so good with colors and the little patterns, and I love her fabrics. They're so pretty. I thought this would be perfect. It has the colors, same colors. It matches very well. So I'll be doing that for this, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get started on some silks. We'll see how this goes. I don't want to be addicted though, because I see everybody says that. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna want to do everything in silk." I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's terrible. So that was a plan. Another thing that I'm thinking about starting is I was digging. I don't even know why I was digging through my stuff, but I was digging, and I came across this, and I was like, "Hey, I forgot about you." And it's the A Happy Life sampler by Lottie Da. Isn't it so cute? I don't know, something about it just speaks to me. I love the big flower. I love the birds. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to pick this one up next. I say that, so I have so many things. I have so many things. Don't get upset with me if I don't finish things. You know, I don't get upset with people when they don't finish things or when they say that they're going to do something and they don't do it, because I know how that is. I don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. The other thing that happened, I was watching Carol Saltbox, and she was going through all of her whips, and no, she's going through her finished but not framed, which caused me to do a lot of shopping. But one I already had, and that was the Scarlet House, the little red chair sampler. And I've always thought this was really cute. But then seeing her finish, I'm like, oh, something. What is it about that chair? They're just this random chair, and it's two random chairs. Oh, I should stitch them in avocado green. But I just love the sampler, and seeing hers finished was just like, it was a trigger. I had to go, I have that. So that might be happening sooner than later. And those are my plans or on the radar type situations. I'll go over some haul. I didn't get a ton of cross stitch haul because of I knew there was a quilt show coming up, and I knew I was gonna spend some money at that. So I try to be good on the cross stitch end, and so I did get a few things. I got sorry, stuff everywhere. I got that's Stacy Nash the same time that I got this one from the Farmer's Attic on Etsy, which is one of my favorite places to shop on Etsy. Let me take it out so you can see it better. But the Wishing Thorn, Mary Elizabeth Leet, 1865 sampler. It just has all the things, and I had never seen it before. I don't even know. I don't think someone talked about it. I think I was just looking for something and I saw this one. So, but yes, it's really pretty. You know, all the birds. Gotta stitch all the birds. Sucker for stitching birds, especially if they're pretty little birds. These look like they have a lot of cute colors. I haven't gotten any of the floss or anything like that. I just ordered it, but it looks like it's all in DMC. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And other stash I got, Tropical Stitches she put on Instagram, I think it was, that she is, of course it was because I'm not on anything else, that she was going to have a sale, and so I jumped on that, and I got Ursula 40 count. Oh, that's pretty good. Got some pretty modeling, very good neutral sampler color, and iced coffee. These were two that I hadn't gotten before, so it was, one of those things where you're just like, ooh, but hey, it turns out. Sometimes, most of the time, it turns out. Very rarely. I mean, you're not going to get something crazy. it's gonna be close. This one was really pretty. It's lighter than the other. It has beautiful modeling in it. So that one was iced coffee. I'm excited about those. And that was it for, oh, no, no, no. I mean, it's kind of notions. It fits. You guys like that stuff. When I went to the quilt show in Plano, there was a booth called Lulu Bears, and they have an Etsy shop. But when I went to go look at it, it looked like they were on vacation or something. But here's the card. If I can get it in there. Let's see. Or you just hit more for it. It's Lulu Bears. So, but they had like a lot of really cute little pincushiony things. And so I picked this up. Look, that's a pincushion in a bowl. But I really love that fabric. That was got one of those Scotties, Westies, Scotties. Westies are there? I don't know. But I just loved it. Something about the colors. I don't know. It was cute. Couldn't resist it. And then she also had strawberries. I got this velvet strawberry. It was so well made. It's really pretty. Um, really good price too. Just like $10. So crazy. But yeah, I wasn't planning on getting these things, but I mean, you see something. And then there was one booth. I don't know what their name was. Unfortunately, I tried to grab cards if they had them, but it was like an antique booth, and everything in there was antique sewing notions. They had some antique quilts that were, oh my gosh, so amazing. They had some scissors in there that were like this long. It was just, oh, they had sewing boxes. It was really, really like 1800s, gorgeous sewing boxes. They had all kinds of really cool things. And but I did manage to go in there and walk out with this tomato. I got a tomato because yes, tomatoes with strawberries. I always thought that was really odd. Strawberries on the tomatoes. Why? Why not? Why not a small tomato? That is cute. Okay, so that's all cross stitch everything. Yes, that's all my cross stitch. So if you guys are not want to see the quilting stuff, I did really focus a lot more on quilting because of the quilt show and things like that. So, but I'm done talking about cross stitch. So thank you for watching and staying. And okay, so I guess what I'll start with quilting is this quilt, just in case you cross stitchers are like, oh wait, I want to know about the quilt. So I can't tell you much. I made this years ago. This is I know this is Kim Deal fabric. I don't remember where I got the pattern for it. I made it a long time ago. I made it before I was really good with my points. Some of them got taken out by the border, which I've now learned how to do without that happening. So, but this is one of my favorites. They're all one of my favorites because you put so much time and love into these, and you pick the pattern, you pick the fabrics because you love both, and you put them together, and it's just magic. I did a little bit not love it as much after I free motion quilted it. It was my first attempt at free motion, and it was awful. I sat at my kitchen table, that dining room table, with this quilt laid out in my machine and just about cried because it was so hard and bad and just every tiny little oops. I felt it. And but when you look at it from far away, it's so pretty. It's fine. But I don't know. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? You just probably shouldn't start on one that you love a lot. But what I learned, because you learn something from every one of your experiences and every project you make, is I learned I don't like free motion quilting. I don't like how hard it is. I like straight lines, but I also do like the more open and loose. But yeah, so this was a big learning experience, but I bring it out and use it. It's wonderful. And the backing, I don't know where that back it's piece, but I'm not really sure. Couldn't tell you what that fabric is. I did do the scrappy binding, which is fun. I like doing that, especially on something that has so many colors and whatnot in it. So that's my quilt. And then what I have been working on quilt wise, I put it on Instagram because it's just easier. But because I didn't do any more really to the wool applique um, quilt that I was working on, other than I stitched down maybe one little motif, and then I made all the flying geese. And for those of you who suggested the Creative Grids flying geese ruler, amazing, game changer. That was so awesome. It was like every single one of them were just perfect. So that's awesome. I love that. So thank you for telling me I needed to get that, because I did. I needed to get that, and now I can use that every time I have a flying geese project, and which there will be many. So I'm working on that, and then just because I wanted a little table runner, I threw a charm pack together, cut it up, and I still need to bind it. But this is a laundry basket quilts fabric. It's a charm pack called pumpkin pie. I loved it so much I bought a whole bunch of them. But I know it's an older line of hers, but I just thought it was adorable, and I wanted something quick so I could throw on a table that needed something more fallish colors. So I did that, and I used the pattern I used is called Cobblestones. Who's it made by? Pamela Quilts. I've had this for years, but it gives you. I'll take it out. It gives you options on if you wanted to do like the table runner, or if you wanted to do it in a square. I really love this pattern because I love patchwork. Simple, but yet it shows all the different fabrics, and it's just something about patchwork is very pleasing to the eye. But this is just a tad twist on patchwork. So you cut it up just a little, not much, and then turn a few things, and then you just get this cobblestone effect to it. So I am sorry, I don't know where to get this. I printed it out, so I'm guessing I probably got it on Etsy. But yeah, it's one of those I pull out when I'm just like, I need something fast little baby quilt or anything like that. I pick up this one. But yeah, Cobblestones by Pamela Quilts. Very easy to to sew, very easy to read the instructions. It's a great one. I think my mom's even made it. It's a really good one. So I worked on that. I just need to get binding put on that. Oh, now here's an apology. I feel really bad. So if you guys stick around with me, you'll notice that I have this trend of starting something and stopping. And I think one of my biggest ones is probably sadly going to be quilting. Quilting is I don't know if people who don't quilt understand that that's a real commitment. That's I don't know what it is. I don't know. But then I do finish a lot of them too. I don't know. But I have a ton of quilt projects. That's something. If you guys want to see a quilt whip, I guess we call them in the quilting world, we call them UFOs. Unidentified, no, unfinished objects. Unfinished, yeah, UFOs. Yeah, so that's what we call them on the quilting end. You guys on the cross stitch call them whips, which sounds nicer because it's like works in progress, whereas unfinished just makes you feel bad. So we'll call everything whips. So, anyways, somebody commented. I'm sorry, I should have wrote down your name. That she wanted to see what my next one was on my English paper piecing. Look, I haven't, nothing. I haven't done the next row. It's so bad. When it comes, I guess this is what it is. Quilting, I'm in my sewing room, I do the sewing. Anything hand, cross stitch, hand applique, any of that stuff, that's there's competition because it's just I got so many things to work on that are hand stitched that I do out there that so yeah, it's a competitive sport out there. But I will share with you because you were wondering what I was doing next. So I had already gotten this part done, like cut out. So I have all the hexes cut out for the next one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it with this because you were wanting to know my colorway. So I laid it out on a board for you. These are what I'm gonna do next, the middle, and then graduating out. Those will be what I'm gonna do. So I hope that that helps. And congratulations on getting past me. But it was really sweet that you were like, hey, what's next? And then after that, if you finish that one, this is what I was going to do next. I have these cut out, but I haven't made them into hexes yet. But that's going to be my next block. So I need to get back on it because like you, I'm really loving these fabrics, and the pattern of this one is really cool. So I need to get that. I need to get going. And so there's that. Let's see, let me think. I think that was it for things that I've worked on or things that I I haven't worked on but should have been working on. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go to my quilting haul, and I showed this one on Instagram, but I'm going to show you guys here because I know some of you guys don't follow me on Instagram. But look at this giant kit. Isn't it so pretty? Okay, so Primitive Gatherings, they did a video. It was like a trunk show about their book coming out. And the book is Joyful Gatherings. That's the name of the book and the fabric. And they had the whole time they had this quilt behind them. And I'm like, as soon as they tell me what that quilt is, I'm going to get on their website and I'm going to order the kit. And did. And then I warned my husband. I was like, oh, oof, it was quite a purchase. But it's going to be worth it. He's going to love it. But this is the quilt. Isn't it fantastic? I loved all the green. I love dark backgrounds. Yep. So I got that, and I'm excited to start that. It's going to be starching. That's a lot of starching. So, but it'll be worth it. It's going to be amazing. So there's that. And then my other haul. Okay. Oh, I got from Fat Quarter Shop. You know, they do those flash sales in the morning, and I'll go check. And they don't do a whole lot of Civil War reproductions. They do every once in a while, but it's not, very frequent. But I check anyways because sometimes they'll do like a holiday fabric or something that I can use for. I make my great niece quilts, little things and whatnot. So I check every day, and I got lucky. They had the Pambuda prairie backgrounds, and I already have this in a fat quarter. But when you get it in such a good deal, you better jump on it. But oh, they're pretty. It's just like creams and blacks and things like that. But I thought, oh, with the fall coming up and everything, these will get used. Will get used. So, and because I was looking at all that pretty Pambuda stuff, I was like, well, but I don't have Pambuda's cheddar and coal #2. Now I do. Yep, I know. I made what did I make last year? I made like a little small quilt out of this of her first line of this, and it's one of my favorite fall things that I made. So I was just like, why have I not gotten this yet? So I did, and we'll see what that turns into. I'm excited about that. And then, ooh, on Amazon, I love a good sale. I just check for sales all the time. I'm thrifty like that. And they had this book on sale on Amazon, Red and White Quilts 2. I believe I have the first one. What I like to do is I go and I put all of them in my wish list, and then I'll check periodically and see if they go on sale. If they go on sale, I'll get them. Because why would you pay full price if you don't have to? And I'm in no hurry. I have plenty of things. But there are so many quilts in this book to. Some of them I will never. Some of them are just fantastic. Look at this one. Look, look, look. Isn't that pretty? No. There's just not. We have to sleep sometime, right? Oh, this is a good one too. But I have lots of red and white bundles, lots. And so I mean, you can do any color, but yes, red and white quilts too. And it's a martingale, 14 quilts. I think this is like a collaborative. Yeah, it's got all the good people in here. Lisa Bonjean, Susan Aki, all of them. Pat Sloan's in here. Oh, Pat Sloan. Okay, and then so I got that. And then I have a sweet friend who I did not ask if I could talk about her on here, so she shall remain nameless. But she's oh, I love her so much. So she just one morning was like, "Hey, look at this, look at this fabric, and wouldn't this make a great Christmas quilt?" And so I looked at it and I bought it, and we're gonna do something with it. And it's Primitive Gatherings, Yuletide Gatherings flannels, and I love flannel quilts. I made a few of them. They're very cozy. So here in Texas, they come out like in February because that's when it gets cold. But oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we do with this one, and it's just gonna be fun to have that with a friend, and we'll have the same quilt. And then while I was on there, I got that from Acorn. Hang on, I wrote it down because I knew I was gonna forget, and I still forgot. Oh, Acorn Quilts, Acorn Quilts Studio on Etsy, and they had a sale on this. It's a candy cane fabric. How cute is that? And I mean, when it's on sale, it's by Snowfall by Mannequin Simpson. That's a cute one. Right, who knows? I'll use it for something. It'll get used. And then I showed you already, I got the rose. I got two of these. And then I picked up Hopewell, which I have the fat quarter for also. But I mean, why not? When they're a good deal, you get them. And then that same sweet friend, she wanted to. Oh, she had made a quilt for her kids, and she wanted my son to have a matching one, a Halloween one. So she sent me the panel so he can have a matching one. And I already showed him this panel, and he loved it. He got very excited. I love owls, and so does my son. He loves owls, and I think it has something to do with a character on one of his shows that he watches. I don't know, but so we have that same love. But he got very excited about it. This is the panel, and so while I was on Acorn Quilt Studio, I also got a couple of the charm packs to go around the panel. It's gonna be cute. He's gonna love it. So that's fun. And then she also ordered. I think it was from the same, yeah, from the same shop. We ordered all that stuff from. She also got a fat quarter bundle of Kansas Trouble and split it with me, which is just I've never had anybody do something so quilty sweetness. Is just that's just the sweetest thing. So here it is, and we're gonna make something together. We're gonna be samesies. We're twins in every way, so why not? And making quilts also. Love her. So let's see. Oh, so now I'm going to talk about the quilt show that I went to. 15 minutes. I got this. Okay. The quilt show that I went to, they had, it's not just quilts, they also had a booth. It was wool applique. And I've bought from them before at these shows. They're called Pumpkin Patch Craft Design. Punkin Patch Craft Designs. They have a website. Their hand dyed wool. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even going to buy wool because I have plenty of wool. But it's just, I couldn't walk out without it. Look at that. I mean, I got that one. And this one. It's just, ugh, I can't with wool. Wool gets me in trouble. This one. But that place even inspired my mom. She picked up a wool penny mat pattern. And so I told her, I was like, don't worry about it. You can come to my house. I have plenty of tiny little scraps for that. So she's going to do some wool applique. And then I went to a boxcar quilt. They had a booth set up there, and they did something pretty genius. They had kits that had cutter quilts. So it's a cutter quilt, but they made a kit to make a candy cane, and they had one there on display, and it was adorable. And I thought, well, y'all are geniuses. And so this fabric was perfect for it. And it comes with this toweling that you make. This goes on the back. And then there's instructions in here. There's template and instructions on how to do it. But I mean, that piece of quilt alone is worth, just love it. Wish you could have seen the whole quilt, but it was beautiful. So that was a lot of fun. I'm excited to put that one together. And then there was one booth. I asked him, he said he didn't have a shop or store or anything. I think he teaches classes. He said he was doing English paper piecing or something. His name was Michael. I thought I got a card, but I didn't. But there's always the best deals at these quilt shows. And he had bundles, half-yard bundles. I think it was like $35. And it's just beautiful laundry basket. I love laundry basket. That's one of my up there favorites. And then he also had, I had never seen this before, and I looked at the label and I had never heard of it either. Maybe you guys know. Maybe you guys know. Gloriana's Dreams, Boundless, Fabrics by Craftsy. It was pretty. I liked the design. I like these little shirting fabrics. It is so funny when I go shopping with my husband and we go into the men's department and get him some nice work shirts. I'm always so drawn to the patterns on men's shirts, the really, the button down shirts. And it's no wonder women use those in quilts. There's so something about them. And he laughs at me because I'm just sitting there like, oh, that would be so pretty in a quilt. But I don't know, they're very appealing to me. I don't know. And then he had these on Kim Deal. He had Kim Deal, so of course I picked those up. And then there was another one. They had crazy deals. Like I think it was 2 yards for $7 or something like that. And they had there's no label on this on the salvage or anything, but they're just a really cute little woven. And then one that had compass, which was another one I hadn't heard of. I know these are older. Away we go. Elana. This one. I'll show it to you. I don't know if you'll ever be able to get it because I think it's older, but oh, I've never heard of that one. Oh. And then I know we've all heard of this one. They had some blackbird fabric. So I know this is I'm pretty sure this is an older line. I don't know, but it's really beautiful and a great deal. And yes. And so that is all the haul. I'm looking around me, making sure I don't forget anything because I feel like I'm forgetting to talk to you guys about something. Nope, I guess that's it. So plans for quilting, I'm going to keep working on the wool applique quilt and hopefully do some of my English paper piecing. And I'm going to put some binding on that table runner because I was in a hurry to make it. I got to finish it. I almost want to not talk to you about what this other thing is, but I'm like itching to do it, and I'm thinking I'm going to do it, and then I don't know if I'm going to do it. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say I'm going to do it. If you follow me on Instagram, you see it on there, then you'll know I did it. But yeah, so that's really all I've been working on. Um, thank you for spending this time with me, and I really appreciate all your comments and feedback, nice feedback. And I hope this microphone thing worked out great. And it's been nice having a stand. You guys, I totally had you guys like on my phone, on a cake stand, on top of some fabric, and it was nonsense. So this little thing is way better. But yeah, I think that's it. It's Thursday. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to go bowling. And I hope you guys have an awesome 2 weeks and do all the things. Start all the things. Life is short. It's fun. All right. Bye.